How do you spot a big trade potential using technical analysis on the IG platform? We're talking now to Lee Sandford from tradingcollege.co.uk. Lee, you came in, good to talk to you again. You came in a couple of weeks ago to talk about some of your trading strategies, and I know that viewers can look at the videos we did on the IG platform. Today we're going to talk about how to spot a big trade idea. I know it's something you set up, I think, last night and took profits today. Walk us through exactly what you did.
Okay, this was a profitable trade. Put it on last night. Woke up this morning nicely in profit, and then on the way here to IG offices, I've actually closed the trade down on my IG app. So we made about just 900 and something pounds on the trade. But I want to talk through sort of the strategy and what I did, Jeremy, if you don't mind. So
this is a chart here, you've got dollar yen here. I think people will recognise this. And what they might not recognise is a lot of the people were talking about last time we spoke about the fact you've got a black background here. But this is pro real time, isn't it?
Pro real time charts, absolutely fantastic. They really are. And don't forget, if you trade, I think 4 times through IG, these charts are free of charge, and they are quality charts. Fantastic.
Okay, all right, let's talk about this then. So last night you were faced with this opportunity. Set us up, first of all, how you got to where you are.
Yeah, I think most people are, this is great for people that are working, and I'd done this in the evening time. I actually had a webinar last night for beginners, and I was talking through this strategy as well. And so I've got my Pro Real Time up here, and I'm using a 4-hour time frame, which is great for people that, of course, are working. And I've got my proprietary indicator down here called the storyteller indicator, and I've also got the MACD indicator down below here, which you can get inside Pro Real Time. But what I was looking for is, looking at the market here on the dollar yen, making a high here, we come back, we make a higher high, but we make a lower high here. Now, what a lot of people do is they look at the candlesticks, they look at the price. What I do, what I teach students, is to look down at your momentum indicator. And I was looking at my momentum indicator here. These histograms and a zero line really is telling me that even though the price is going up, that the histograms are lower than this previous peak here. So we could start to roll over and go down. And I took a short trade once we had this dot. Look at the dot here, this zero line. There's no histograms here, but it's red dot, and that tells me the price is likely to go down. Of course, not always, and you've always got to manage risk. So we're making lower highs. Histogram, the dots here are flat. That tells me there's a potential big move coming. And if you start to get a little bit clever with this, you can draw trend lines across here, and there's a trend line running up the lows. But really, it was the storyteller indicator telling me we've got a flat zero line here. This could be a decent move to downside. So I shorted it, placed an order here, shorted it around the 80 mark, 103.80, and closed it off for about 103.30 area in here. But stop placement on this should be just above this previous candlestick resistance area.
This is important because this is all about how to make sure that you don't lose too much if the trade goes the wrong way, isn't it? Putting a stop on.
Absolutely, and every trader's, when they're not at their screens, need to put a stop loss order in to protect their account at all times. The reason I put this trade on is because it hadn't gone anywhere. The move hadn't expanded. What I see with some students is that they're too late in the trade. I don't want to go long up here, the market, because it's too extended. I want to go long or short, in this case went short, when it's the zero line, it's contracting. And then we normally run on the histograms, anything up to about 8 to 12 histograms here. Then that trade's over and done with.
One of the things we were talking about before we went to air on this is talking about your symmetry, or I think it's called Fibonacci expansion. You were talking about how this can help you as well identify the trade. What sort of process did you use there?
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool. It's this one just here, Fibonacci expansion, and you just go and click it and it measures symmetry. So I'm piecing together now where a potential target for this dollar yen could be if I was still in the trade. So I just measure that from there, from the high down to the low and where it reversed. And I'm just going to take it from this previous high swing. And I'm just going to go and get it again, take it from here, measure it down here, take it to the same place, You see it builds a bit of a picture. It gets a little bit messy, but I want it to be a little bit messy because now we've got an overlap, and this is a major support area right here. So price came down this amount of pips last time and it bounced, and so it could do exactly the same once again.
How often do these opportunities come up? I know obviously you've got to look at a large number of markets to get this sort of thing, but I mean, this was clearly an obvious trade for you when you looked at this. Is this a once in a day event? I mean, how often does it come to you, this sort of opportunity?
Well, we've got plenty of currency pairs to look at, also commodities and stock indices. There are opportunities.
But not all are as liquid as the dollar yen.
No,
that's half the problem.
Absolutely, and remember the gold and the oil market, we you know, it's illiquid markets really, and they can move quite violently in one direction, which is good because if I can get that zero line to be flat, there's a big move coming. I don't know which way it's going to go. If you know a little bit about trends, then you've got a good idea. But when we get that flat zero line, once we turn red dot, red histogram pointed down, then we could go expand to 8 histograms.
Let's go back to the chart and talk about this. The storyteller indicator you've got at the bottom. You say it's a proprietary indicator. You've also got the MACD there. How, for someone that doesn't have the storyteller indicator, but obviously it's something that I know that you have in your setup, how do you use the MACD on this particular trade? Because this will be a facility or a function that people can get free.
Of course, yeah. And don't forget you can use Bollinger Bands, because Bollinger Bands are measuring standard deviation, contraction and expansion. So they can use Bollinger Bands, plug those in as well. But I mean, really you've got to expand this chart here to look at this, the MACD. And really, you know, simple indicator, I use it, excellent indicator. Remember what we spoke about last time, when the lines start to separate, price is going to reverse, okay? I call it separation. You see the MACD just falling away here. As price goes up, MACD falls away, we get a MACD crossover. And that's when you could start to initiate the trade and keep it as simple as that. It's not as successful.
Crossover in that direction is a short trade, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And you see one here that crossed over that failed, and maybe one here that you may have made a bit of profit on. So yeah, combining the MACD, I think the MACD is great on its own, but using other indicators like stochastic may help you as well alongside the MACD. But a traditional signal would be the crossover of the lines. And also I look at, you know, when the two line, the fast and slow line here gets below zero, that's very bearish as well. But the move's pretty much over and done with there.
And you've made your profit.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, look, it's a pleasure, as ever. Thanks indeed for dropping by. The proprietor and founder of tradingcollege.co.uk, and with us here today to talk about how to set up the big trade.